Yo, what's going on, y'all? Trying to get here and get here early. Let's see if I can get my boy on here. Get the kid on here. Bam! How's everybody doing? Happy Valentine's Day and all of that good stuff. Where's Girt at? What up? What up? Girt, where you at, fool? Bam! 10 ways to love yourself more. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Hope you are enjoying yourself and loving yourself more. B, what up, brother?
What's up? What's
Good?
happening?
Chilling,
I'm good. How
man.
are you, man? Happy Love Day, brother.
Happy Love Day to you, too. I'm on time. What you know about that?
Yes, sir.
It's
So who we got?
2 a.m. where you at? And
Who we got
what up,
on? Who
T?
we got
Huh?
on with us tonight? So far.
Tanisha said it's 2 a.m. where she's at right now, and she's tuned in.
What's up, Tanisha?
What up? What up? Sil, what up? Jonathan, what up? Shamika, what up? Bree, what up? Abdul, what up, my man? Ange, what up? Donna, happy Valentine's Day and all of that. Let me try to adjust my camera so y'all could actually see my face and all of that good stuff. I'm getting fancy over here, Girt. I got little stands and all that right now.
Hey, I'm gonna get me one. I'm tired of looking. I'm tired of looking down.
Looking down at the joint. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about it real quick. Before we do that, remember everybody on here, make sure you share it with your folks on your page so we can get that love and get people on. But yeah, 10 ways to love yourself even more. Girt, you want to kick it off?
10 ways to love yourself more. Number one,
Well,
y'all.
first of all, why is it even important? Why is this even important? Like, tell the folks why you think this is even important.
I mean,
On this Valentine's Day.
Say that again.
I said tell the folks why you think it's important. Like the whole concept of you know what I'm saying? Because like Valentine's Day is promoting loving other people, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's where love begins. Like you can't give love if you don't give it to yourself. It's that simple.
Absolutely.
That's where it
Absolutely.
begins, is with self. So
Tim, what up?
10 ways to love yourself more. Number one, y'all, become your own best doctor, friend, and cheerleader. One more time, y'all. Become your own best doctor, friend, and cheerleader. Go ahead, B. What you got on that?
Yeah, I think that goes back to a little bit about what you were saying earlier about you can't love yourself you can't love someone until you love yourself. And that's a powerful thing because a lot of people have failed relationships because they don't really love themselves, and they let other people, or they try to put love in other people without putting that love into themselves first, and then other people let them down, and they end up failing because they don't have that love for themselves. So I think that's just a powerful thing, all in itself.
Yeah. Why do you think folks should become their own best doctor?
That's a good one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you wrote this one. Give me.
Why
Give me that
you
one.
should become your own best doctor is because you should know just as much about your body as anyone else. How it responds to food, how it responds to how it responds to lack of sleep. You should know how to heal yourself first. Like you should know what foods work for your body, what thoughts work for your body, what actions, movements work for your body, right? So you should become your own best doctor. So that way, even when you do have to go to see one of the doctors at the hospital or wherever it is, you're informed. You know what's up with your body.
Yep. I mean, and that's body from a physical and mental standpoint too. So knowing people who are around you who are good for your mental health is good as well. Because if you have people who are around you who are bad for your mental health and put you in bad spaces, then you end up, loving yourself less. Because of that as well, which goes to being your own cheerleader as well. You know what I'm saying? Praise yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of people think that it's egotistical to talk highly upon yourself, or, oh, this person's stuck up, or Nah, hell no. Because there ain't nobody else gonna do it if you don't do it, right? Ain't nobody gonna do it if you don't do it. So be your own cheerleader.
You have to be you have to be, because there are gonna be times where you're gonna think like, man, I really don't want to tell anyone about this. You know what I mean? You think it's too small, but you need to celebrate that yourself. Like, you need to pump yourself up. Become your own Flavor Flav, right? Get your own self hyped as much as possible. That way, when you get it from somebody else, then that's just a bonus.
Right. Absolutely. Number 2, forgive yourself for things that happened in your past. Therapy is cool. Man, let me tell you something. This is, out of all of them, this is probably the most powerful one to me of all. Forgiving yourself for things that happened in your past. Sometimes your past can certainly, most definitely, hold you back from future love, future growth,
success,
future
everything.
Success, everything. Things that you've been through in the past. You know, like, I know, even with myself, I know people who, you know, shut themselves off to opportunities and new love because of they changed their attitude based off of what someone else did to them prior, right? Or you did something in the past yourself.
To yourself. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yes.
Yeah. That you've done something to yourself in the past, and you have all of these regrets, and because of these regrets, I changed my ways because of this.
Yeah.
I changed how I interact with people because of this.
Absolutely.
Right. Or you've done something to someone else, and then now you're changing the way that you behave. And you know what I mean? Like,
the thing that we do, B, is we beat ourselves up over and over and over and over. Something could, you know what I mean? You don't get past that, whatever it happened in the past, right? You never deal with it. You didn't go to therapy or journal it out or talk it out, do whatever you needed to do to get by it. So anytime something reminds you of that, you beat yourself up again. Yeah. And again, people do it for years and years and years and years. And what you're doing is you're detracting the goodness from your life. You're like pushing it away because you're constantly beating yourself up over something that may have happened a year, 5, 10 years ago.
Yep. And you know what? Therapy, people look at therapy as this bad thing, or this thing that you should, you know, it's like this thing, this status, you know, like this thing that where you shouldn't do it.
Especially black
a bad
folk.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so, you know, oh, why am I going to therapy? I'm not cool, or I'm not crazy, right? Therapy is not a bad thing. Therapy is something that is very much overlooked. I'll keep it 100 with y'all. I went to therapy.
Me too.
And it, you know, I found out a lot of things about myself that I didn't really know that I was holding in. And because of that, I'm able to handle things in my life way better than I did in the past, due to the fact that I know now what I know about myself, or things that I just didn't realize that I was holding in. So
you also
therapy
need that objective voice. Like the people in your circle.
Yeah.
The people in your circle that are super close to you, sometimes they can't be objective about it. You know what I mean? Because they have too much history with you to be objective about it. You need that person
or you know, they can even be just judgmental. They can be giving you, you know, they can, you know what I mean? So it may not even be just being objective. It just they may just be, you know, always giving you something else or whatever. So, you know, therapy is that common space where you can kind of let some of the things that you go.
Oh, you can really take down the mask. You can really take down the mask, take the mask off in therapy. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like well, if you go, you shouldn't be trying to bullshit your therapist. Like, if you're in there, you're sharing, like, it's a great, safe place for you to get to know yourself.
Yep. Everybody right now talking about, Leslie said therapy helped her. Vaz said she went to therapy last night. Love therapy. Angela said therapy's a blessing. Donna said therapy saved me. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like,
and see, that's what, and you know, y'all, we need to be talking about that more. Like, we need to see more posts about that, because there's somebody right now that probably all of us know that's struggling, like, that doesn't want to reach out and actually
Yo, no, what's crazy about that? Like every time I went to therapy, like the first time, you know, like when you first sit down, they be like, yo, so how's things going? And you be like, it's cool. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you ain't paying to come in here and tell me 2 words. You know what I mean? Like you ain't coming in here to, you know what I mean? Like you ain't coming in here to tell me.
That's what I said about like you don't go to the therapist to bullshit your therapist. Like this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to add all those thoughts that you've been wanting to get out. This is that time. So therapy is cool, y'all. Absolutely cool.
Leslie said, hey there, saying hello to y'all. What's up, Leslie? Joy says therapy was very helpful, or Joy said therapy was very helpful. Terry said she goes to therapy every other week for the last 5 years.
Nice.
Dope.
All right.
Leslie said, love my therapist. She's incredible, and I highly recommend it as a place to purge all your emotions and thoughts. And yup, absolutely. That's absolutely right.
Number 3.
Cool.
Here we go, y'all.
Number
3, invest in relationships that equal or add value to your life.
Bruh.
8 or better. 8 or better, because it's not going to always be 10, but 8 or better.
Bruh. I was having this conversation a couple minutes ago, right? Add relationships that add value to your life. You could tell what people invest in and are going to add into your life from the jump, right? If you find yourself around people who make you feel less than what you are, if you find yourself around people who are like, you know, like the slide it says, you are the average of the 5 people who you hang around, right? And if you hang around people who aren't financially, you know, cognizant about their money, who aren't about their health, who are very negative and always talking about other people, you know, like I found myself in that situation a couple of years ago. So
you're gonna be an average.
Really got to.
You're gonna be an average of those 5 people. Like that's the realest talk ever. Like, yeah. Who you hang around, and what we do sometimes is we hope, we wish, we bank on somebody's potential, right? And it could be, you know, a lot of times it's loved ones, people that we love a whole lot, family, friends, and we're like, oh man, you know what I mean? They're gonna improve. They're going to get better.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we keep saying that, and all the while, all it's doing is it's just putting chinks in your armor the whole time.
Yeah.
It's weakening your will to get better.
Right. Yeah. Be around people who make you better, people who you feel dumb around, right? People who you like, damn, not dumb in the sense of, man, like I gotta get to that level, right? Like I gotta like who push you to get to another level, who you feel like you can learn so much from just being around them. You know what I mean? Just being a sponge around them. You know, those type of people who you want to be around, or even if it's people who they may not even be on your level, but they strive to be on that level and they're hungry. So you feel like you can push them and they can teach you, because I don't care who you're around. Someone can always teach you something.
Yeah, no doubt. So, and then just being around positivity. Like we all know when you're around people that are like complaining and gossiping and they're doing that all the time, you can't front. It affects your energy, right? But when you're around somebody that's super positive, right? They're always looking to rise higher. That matters. Like energy transfer is real.
Yep. Leslie says, but don't you think everyone comes to the table with baggage and it's a matter of what you're willing to tolerate?
Yeah, everybody does. Everybody does come with baggage.
Right.
Everybody does come with baggage, but we shouldn't.
It's how they carry.
We shouldn't be carrying the baggage for them. And at some point, there comes some point where it's like, you know what? I mean, all of us have known someone that we've been that someone. You've known someone, or you've been that someone that potential, right? You kept banking on potential. They're going to get better. And they don't. Over time, they don't get better. What we don't like to do is we don't like to cut the ties with people.
Let go.
Nope. And you know what I mean? You can love people. You can still love them, but you can love them, you know, at arm's reach. They can still be a part of your circle.
Yep. You gotta know when when it's okay for people to come in with baggage, but you got to also know when that baggage is becoming your baggage too.
Yeah, I mean, we all have baggage. We all have baggage.
Yep.
You just don't, like you said, you just don't want to be taking on too much of theirs.
Vicky said, yes, energy suckers. I had to let go of my best friend of 30 plus years because I couldn't take the negativity anymore. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Good stuff.
And see, look at that. That's 30 years. Like, look, that's the perfect example. Like, she invested 30 years. And it was probably times throughout that 30 years, she was like, hey, man, she's draining me. But,
I mean, now it's even come to the point where, I mean, once you start getting around different types of people too, it comes to the point where you know what bad baggage looks like. And you don't even tolerate it anymore. You're like, nah, I can't be around this person. I mean, I've had people around me that I just like, nah, I can't do this now. Because I've been through that phase already. And I'm like, yeah, you ain't gonna work around me. So you automatically just, and you're gonna look like an ass sometimes. You're gonna look real dismissive. You're gonna look a whole lot of different things. But
I mean, when you're growing, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 4, maintain an ongoing I am the list.
Shit. I can say shit. He can't, but I can say shit. Yeah. I am the shit list. Mojo
what
list.
does that mean?
Whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. What I do is I have a folder. I have a folder on my computer called Mojo. And I put anything in there that, like, if I get something from a client where they're thanking me for something, if I get an award, whatever it is, I put it in there. So when I'm having bad days, even sometimes when I'm not even having bad days, I just go in that folder and it's automatic boost. That goes back to number 1, being your own cheerleader. I can go right in that file. Like, if I'm not feeling hype, I can go right in that file. And there's so much in that file for me to be grateful for me to be thankful for, that actually energizes me. So I am the shit file, y'all.
Yo, I like that also as far as your affirmations are concerned. That's what it kind of sounds like to me as well. So your affirmations can be your I am your shit list. So, you have your affirmation out there, I am this. And every morning you're looking at that and, like, it's pumping you up for your day when you may not feel like doing something, or you might feel, not as confident as you may feel all the time. You have your affirmations on your on your bedroom wall, on your door, on your bathroom, when you're brushing your teeth. You just get hyped by just, like, listening to certain, like Girt. I know for a fact, because him and I travel a lot. This fool listens to music like 5:15 in the morning. He'll be blasting music in the bathroom, getting hyped up, and I'm like, what is wrong with this dude, right? So, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
that type of, you have to create your mojo. Like, I have a mojo playlist that I play just about every single day, and those words get into my subconscious. That's what helps me stay positive more of the time.
Number 5.
Yes.
Accept some people won't like that you're working on improving yourself. Bam. Some people aren't going to like your progress. Some people aren't going to like your change. Some people aren't going to appreciate the fact that you are trying to better yourself from where you are. They're going to ask you, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to go to the gym?
Why are you eating that? Why are you reading that book? Why are you hanging out with those people? And it's a good chance it's going to be somebody that's super close to you.
Super close to you. I'm going to tell you, stop caring what people think. Like the book says, right? At the average funeral, 10 people cry, and the majority of people won't go to your burial because of weather. So while you sitting out here caring about what people think, right? They ain't even gonna shed a tear for you at your funeral, and God forbid the weather ain't right, they're not gonna go to your burial. So live your life carefree, live it to the point where things don't stop you because you're caring about what somebody else is gonna think about you. Live, man. Just live and just do your thing, man.
Yeah, acceptance. Really, I like that number 5 started with accept. You know what I mean? Like, once you accept it, don't dwell in it, and know that, hey, I'm my own. It goes all these wrapped in together. I'm my own. Right. I'm my own best friend. I'm my own cheerleader. I accept that these people are not rocking with me on this journey. That's cool. And it's that simple.
Yep. Number 6.
Vigilantly protect your mindset.
Protect your mindset.
Woo.
Limit the whack shit your brain consumes. Okay? You are what whatever you feed your brain on a consistent basis is what you are going to live out. So if you watch a lot of reality TV, if you watch a lot of negative stuff on TV, if you consume yourself with the news every single day,
if your timeline, if you haven't edited your timeline, and you're taking in a lot of whack shit on your timeline, that's something that somebody told me a while ago when social media first started. They were like, what are you looking at on social media? And I had all types of stuff on there. And they said, you really need to edit your timeline because people are spending so much time on social media. So you have to be very careful about what you're consuming because it's seeping in to your self-conscious and it's affecting you in some way. Not only what you're consuming,
what you're putting out on social media too. My sister's on here, Vasi is on here. She will tell you, I love her like a sister. She would tell you, when she used to work with me, I used to tell her all the time. Like I used to beat this in her head all the time. I used to be like, yo, watch what you posting on social media. It's my social media page. I don't care what other people think. Now, a whole completely, totally different person. And she will tell you that. It's because I say all the time, like whatever you put out, a lot of times is what you're going to attract. Right?
Not a lot of times, not a lot of the times, all of the time.
Yeah.
Like what you put out is coming back.
It's coming back. So you put something out negative on your page, watch how many people come back on your page and try to hype you up and boost you up and yo girl, F that person or this, that, and the other. They do all of these things. They start stating all those things. But the minute you put something positive, crickets. Them same people.
They're like those people are like, and then those people are like, you can't be positive all the time. Like you can't be positive all the time. Like, and my thing is why not? People are negative all the time. You can we can create positivity all of the time. Sure, we have problems, bad things happen, absolutely. But the majority of our time should be spent in that positive mindset. And that goes to you being vigilant about protecting your mindset. Protect your mindset, protect your home, protect your car, protect everything that's going to come into your realm. Like we have to be vigilant about that.
You know what's crazy is that I haven't listened to the radio. I can't even tell you.
Neither.
When I'm in my car, dog, like it'd be like crickets in there.
Yeah.
Like it's super quiet because the music it's just not the same. Like it's not, like what's on the radio right now just don't really inspire me and motivate me. So if I'm in my car, it's either silence, listening to something positive,
or even
learning something.
Yeah, and then what you said earlier about the news. I know people that get up in the morning and they immediately turn on the TV. They turn on the TV to listen, and they're walking around and they're listening to the news. And even though they think they're not paying attention, like the body is attracting that stuff. It's bringing it in to your realm. And we all know, like, what does the news give us?
Right.
What does it give us, B?
Negatively, Trump, all of this stupidness, like all of that.
The news gives us
bad is going on in the world.
Exactly. Sensationalism. Like that's what it does. And that's what a lot of, social media is. Like you look at the ads that come up, you know what I mean? You go on Instagram, you look at the stuff. They trying to get something that spark you, and it's usually negative. The positive stuff is hard to find. Like you got to search for that stuff.
Yep. Dope. All right. Number 7. Move often because you were born to move, walk, dance, run, lift, swim, bike. Definitely something that you wrote here, buddy.
Yeah. That's what I tell, when people sit down with me, I let them know that you were actually born to be an athlete. Like all born to be athletes. But what happens over time is our bodies forget and lose the ability to move in certain ways. Like, for instance, like a baby can put their foot in their mouth, right?
Right.
That's not something that we should lose. Like kids get down and they can get into that low squat. How many adults that come to UB can get into that squat anymore without a whole lot of training? And that happens over time. That happens from us not moving, from us sitting on our couches, sitting at work, sitting in our cars, sitting everywhere. So move in any way. Whatever brings you joy, move in that way.
So Jane says, eliminate emotional vampires. Just coming back again. Andreen says, I used to do them when I lived by myself. Now I listen to positive podcasts each day on the way to work. Yeah, she listens to the Breakfast Club every day on her way to work. I haven't watched the news in probably 3 years, Donna says. Vasi says, I have frequent playlists, podcasts, and audiobooks. Good stuff.
That stuff is so important. So important. Y'all can share that stuff too. Share your podcast.
Yeah. Moving often, you know, it's especially as you get older too, right? Like circulation, just getting up. Like what I try to do now is I set my work clock for 50 minutes of work, 10 minutes of break. So every 50 minutes, I stop working and I take a 10-minute break. And I have a timer set up on my computer that's set that every 10 minutes or after every 50 minutes, it sends me an alarm to get up and start moving for 10 minutes. And that's been a blessing for me because I'll sit here. I don't know about some of y'all, but I'll sit and work 8 hours.
I mean, that's what most people do. And that's why we see so many low back problems. We see so many people that can't squat, so many knee problems and hip problems. And that's because we're sitting 6, 7, 8 hours a day.
Yep. Sitting is the new cancer. That's what they say, right?
Indeed.
Yes. Number 8, surround yourself with people who strengthen your weaknesses.
Go ahead, hit that.
Yes. Say that again. Surround yourself with people who strengthen your weaknesses. If I could tell you one thing, the way that I built my business is putting people around me who can do things that I can't do.
People that I actually posted this about. You said, is Leslie on this call? Leslie Smith?
Leslie Redwine.
Oh, Leslie Redwine. Well, Leslie Smith, she's on my team. And I actually posted about her yesterday. You know, I said, if you see me standing next to somebody, you know, they're better at something than me. Like you have to, because you can't do everything well. So you have to surround yourself with those types of people that are going to push you, no matter what level you're at.
Yep. Push the hell out of you. If you put people around you, who just let you be normal, who just let you be existent in what you do, then they're not really trying to make you better. What they're trying to do is just have you as a sidekick to them, right? People who are just happy with them getting to shine and you being their little Robin and them being Batman. That's not the type of people that you want to be around.
You should be aware of that. Like, you should be aware of that. Like, how people react to you in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Number 9, be present. Live now. Go ahead on that, bro.
Hey,
go ahead.
I mean, we hit on it earlier when we said about the past. So we spend so much time either in the past, thinking about the past, the regrets of the past, or worrying about the future. When yesterday and tomorrow don't exist. The only thing that exists is right now,
is now.
in this moment. Like, that's all that exists. So being present, being grateful, being thankful in the moment, because that's all we can affect. We can't affect the past. We can't affect the future.
And I know me, I am I'm not gonna be a hypocrite on this, because sometimes I get caught up on my phone. I get caught up at work. I get caught up, I get so focused and so lasered in that being present sometimes is an issue for me. And it is definitely something that I think we all need to, especially now because we have so many tools at our dispense that we just aren't present. Like, instead of enjoying our meals, we're taking pictures of our meals. Instead of enjoying our vacation, we're snapping everything. Yes, Andrew, shut up. Instead of doing these things, you know, we're not really being present.
Yeah, I mean, even driving your car, you know,
right.
people, they're on their phone. And me, I'm guilty of it. I know you're guilty of it. You're on your phone, you're drinking or eating something, you're listening to something. Like, there's no way that you can drive well doing all that stuff. There's no way. And that goes for everything. Like, even having a conversation with someone, and like, I've had to train myself to not pick up my phone when I'm talking to someone. Like, one of my friends, like, she used to call me out on that all the time. Like, David, like, why are you picking up your phone? We're talking right now.
Right.
I couldn't even be present in that moment. Or, you know, you look at your computer when somebody's talking to you. Like, there's so many ways that we're not present.
I do that at work all the time. People come in my office like, "Hey, Benny," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah." And I have to catch myself like, you know what? Give them that time. Give them that space. They found it that they want to come in here and come and talk to you and take time out of their present to come and be in your present. So give them that respect.
That's a gift.
Saying, you know what? Let me. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a gift. And what happens is life actually, you know, we're always so, you know, talking about our lives are so hectic. Everybody is so busy. Life actually slows down if you're present.
Right.
Like you said about your food. If you actually just, that's one thing that I had to institute, like, don't eat at my computer. Like, so if I'm so if I'm in the lab, I take my meal and I go out on the floor. You know, put my feet out the door or something like that. Sit outside so that I can actually be present. And I don't bring my phone with me, because if I bring my phone, what am I going to do? I'm going to look at it. Like, there's so many ways that we're not
with,
present.
Like, the kids. Yeah, like, even with the kids, it's like, you know what I'm saying? No phones after 7 p.m. No phones when you're eating dinner. No phones or no computer, no laptop, no this, no iPad, no, you know, like those little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, gets them to be like Israel. She's probably one of the most creative people that I know, but she's so hooked on that YouTube and everything else is like, you know, it takes away. But the minute, you know, you restrict her from that, and it's like all of a sudden she gets into this creative space where she's just doing all different kind of cool stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like, so we even got to be careful of that when it comes to our kids too.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, think about it, man.
Yeah.
When you walk around, when you ride around, look at how many people are looking down. Even if they're with somebody, like, there may be 4 people. We've been to parties and we've been to whatever bars and restaurants. You see a couple over there, and both of them are on their phone. You know, or one is on their phone and the other one's looking around.
Yo, I got a cool little story too, and I'll try to make it quick. Like my neighbors, I have like a set of neighbors. They're a set of moms, and every day, bro, it doesn't matter what the weather is like. It's freezing out there now, cold, snow, rain, whatever it is. Every single day, they have playtime with the kids outside for at least 2 hours. Every single day. If it's raining, if it's snowing, if it's hot, they rope off the streets and their kids. And first I was like, damn, they got the kids outside. Like, it's cold outside, but it's every single day. And I think to myself, I'm like, dang, like those kids are gonna grow up and be adventurers. Those kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna be, you know, like they're just gonna be different, because that's what they do every single day. They're outside getting dirty. They're outside in the elements.
They're being in the moment. They're being in the moment. Crazy. And then you probably don't see the parents. The parents probably not on their phones either. They're probably actually they're engaged.
No. Yeah,
they're engaged.
I watched them.
Yeah, I think this is something like we should challenge ourselves. Like, this should be a challenge that we put together, right? To actually see, you know, how much you're not being present and really catching yourself. Like, keeping a log of every time you get distracted and you're not being in the moment.
Yeah. It's crazy, because I mean, like, my office is right, like my home office is right by where they live, and every day, like, I look outside and for like almost 2 hours every day, they're outside
That's
with those
beautiful
kids.
stuff right there.
And I mean, they put all the ski mask on them. They wrap them up. So they're like, but they're outside, regardless of the weather. They're outside, and the parents are outside with the other parents, and they're running around with them. And I'm just like, wow, like I really like envy.
Yeah,
like,
so we should have put that on. Yeah. We should have put play as well and move often. And that number 7, play, because we don't play enough.
Yep. Angela says that's how I grew up as kids. My mom locked the front door and we were outside playing for hours.
We all did that, no doubt.
Yep.
Being in the house was punishment.
I know. Yep. From every day, man. So I feel like that's something that kind of like reminds me of my youth, of them doing that. And I'm just like, those kids are gonna grow up to be different. Those kids are gonna be future leaders. They're gonna be adventurers. They're gonna be risk takers. And that's how you raise them from young. And we just quick to just stick a little bit of a iPad in front of a kid's face and a pair of headphones, and when you want them to be quiet, you just say, do that. I know I'm victim of that too.
Yeah, because then what happens is you mad when you call their name and they don't answer you the first time. Like you mad, but you put that in their hand and it's gonna take their attention away. Like they're gonna be in the moment with that toy. Yep. Number 10.
Number 10.
Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes. I can attest to that. I remember even me, like I remember when I first started this business and I used to look at your business, I used to be like, man, like, yo, like Girt's killing it. I got to get to that level. I got to get to that level. Like he got all of these clients in the big facility and, I'm in my basement, and I remember I used to be rushing to get out my basement because I wanted that. I wanted that thing. And, like I used to always have to tell myself, and Coach Camellia, thank God for her, to tell myself, she was like, yo, don't compare yourself to nobody else. Don't look at somebody else's gains and, compare them to what, because it took you. I remember because I was there from back in the days in the soccer dome when I was helping you promote for my other business, right? And doing other things as well. Like it took you a while to get there.
I was in my basement. I started in my basement. And that's the thing right there is when we compare ourselves, what are we comparing ourselves to? Because we don't know what that journey looked like over there. We don't know what it looked like. Like, so your journey is definitely not going to be identical to that person that you're comparing yourself to. And when you do that, you're actually not, that goes back to number 9. You're not being present with your own stuff. So comparison is definitely the thief of joy. Like you can't enjoy the process if you're actually comparing yourself to somebody.
Right. You got to enjoy where you are at that present moment and saying, yo, like I'm happy where I am now, and one day I'm gonna get to that, right? So that's how I started to look at it when I was in my basement and when I was so hungry to get out of it. And now look where I'm at now, and I know there's other people who would want to be where I'm at right now, and striving to get there where I am. So
no, you can look.
They don't know what the hard work that I went through and all the stripes that I got to get where I'm at right now.
Yeah, you can look for inspiration. You can look for inspiration, right? You can be inspired by somebody's journey, but don't look over there and start comparing yourself. Like that's like literally the worst thing you can do. I actually sent out an email about that, where we're looking, people are looking at somebody else's page for their fitness goals. And they're like, man, I want that, but I want this, I want that. No, you're setting yourself up for a whole lot of pain when you start to do that. A whole lot of disappointment when you start looking at, because you don't know what's going on over there. You don't know what they eat. You don't know what their genetics are. You don't know anything about their history. You're just seeing a picture and you're comparing yourself to that. You don't know what they're doing.
That is so powerful, because that is probably one of the biggest things that we probably hear all the time is, well, how come this person buy, like, like we have what's called a My Zone in our studio. And, I'll hear people all the time saying to me, well, how come this person burned 500 calories and I only burned this? How come this person is getting this amount of points and I'm only getting this, right? And it has nothing really to do with, you know, it's different body styles. If a person is bigger, they're gonna burn more calories.
Man, everything is relative.
Right.
Like all of our bodies are different. Sure, we have hearts. Sure, we have, we have the same organs, but we have so many hormones going on in all of us that are different and are reacting at different times in different ways. Like there's no way that you can sit here and say, well, damn, Susie burned 700 calories. I only burned 350. It's relative.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me read some of these comments. Let me see what it says. Vashi said they used to go outside and play. Jane Andreen says that goes along with being on social media, comparing your life. Yes, comparing your social media. That's people who are on social media, people who think that they got a ton of followers, and people who you comparing yourself to, like, wow, this person looks like they're having such a great time on social media, looks like they have the best life ever, and you don't know what's going on but behind closed doors. You don't know what that person is really going through. Some people do a lot of fronting for social media, and you see a lot of that.
In life, like just because you see a car over there, or you see some abs over there, like you don't know what's going on over there.
Right. Like and like she said, it's a highlight. You know what I mean? It's a 15-second, 60-second highlight of their life. You don't know what's going on in the rest of their life. You don't know what their marriage is like. You don't know what their financial situation is like. I was watching something on ABC 2020 with this couple, and she was a big social media person, pushing a lot of different products, and she used to take videos of her husband and her kids and all this stuff. And a couple months later, her husband killed her for his side chick and all this other.
I mean, you never know what's going on, and really, like, your life is enough. You know what I mean? Focusing on your life is actually, it's more than enough. So taking the time to actually compare yourself to somebody, like, you're literally robbing yourself of life. Like, you're giving your life away when you do that.
There was one on here that I wanted to add. I think you might have taken it off though. One that I want to add is be okay with being by yourself. That's another way of loving yourself. Be okay with being by yourself. If you find yourself always in a position of having to be around other people, having to be in different relationships, having to be in certain circles, and you go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and you find yourself always, shuffling people in and out your life because you just don't want to be by yourself. That is the time to be by yourself. Find that love within yourself. Find that space of being alone in that quiet and getting used to that. Because when you're used to that, if you ever have to come back to that, you know that it's okay to come back to that.
Well, that goes back
to you know that you can survive in that
space. That goes back to number one. It ties right into number one. Be your own best doctor, friend, and cheerleader. Right? So if you're your own best friend, that means you enjoy your company. Like, actually enjoy your company, enjoy being with yourself.
Right. Enjoy being by yourself, enjoy that peace and quiet, and enjoy, because if you're a serial relationship type person, if you're a person who's always clinging on to somebody else, you can always, you're just carrying baggage and that self-love or self-hate for yourself, actually, and not being comfortable just being alone. So that's what that is. So we got some more comments in here before we jump off. We got, how much time we got, girl?
We have less than 2 minutes, brother.
Less than 2 minutes. Andrew said, I love being with myself. Wish I could do that more. Okay, relax. Michael Jordan said, the more you run with, the more you have to be responsible for.
Oh, say that again.
Yeah, dig that. The more you run with, the more you have to be responsible for.
Dig that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dog, you gotta meet Mike, yo. You would get along. Y'all earthy as shit.
All right.
Yeah, you and Mike would be real cool. Vasi said, find comfort in your silence. Yes. Vasi, I don't know where you get that from because you ain't quiet at all. Deanna said, nothing like being alone. Learn about yourself. Hillary said, I came in late. Where's the list of the 10? I'm gonna go over
we'll post. Let's post the 10. No, let's post it.
Yeah.
Let's post the 10.
Yeah. So we got like 60 seconds. So I'm just gonna go over one more time. So Girt, make sure I get off at 8. So we get off at 8:45.
Yes.
All right. Number 1, be the best doctor, friend, and cheerleader to yourself. Number 2, forgive yourself for things that happened in your past. Therapy is cool. Number 3, invest in relationships that equal or add value to your life, 8 or better. Number 4, maintain an ongoing I am the shit list. Number 5, accept some people won't like that you're working or improving on yourself. Number 6, vigilantly protect your mindset, limit the whack shit your brain consumes. Number 7, move often because you were born to move, walk, dance, run, lift, swim, and bike. Number 8, surround yourself with people who strengthen your weaknesses. Number 9, be present and live now. Number 10, don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. So those are our 10 ways
to love yourself more, y'all.
More. We asked, thank y'all for tuning in. Tonight we ask that you guys repost.
Yes. And what we have to do, we have to get better at actually talking about the show. We need to put ourselves put ourselves out there. We need to be better about talking about the show during the week and not just a day or two before. We need to get better at that. So share this, y'all, with a friend that needs it. Join us next week.
Just share it on your page. Share it with everybody.
Yeah, share it on your page.
Share it on your page if you can.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all tuning in, though. All right, y'all. Peace. Night.